Well, hello everybody and welcome to another video of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, and this is my review of episode 4. Alright, I just saw this a couple hours ago and major improvement over the last episode. The last episode was kind of a setback. I give it a 7 out of 10, but this one is not only as good as the first two episodes, but I think even better than the first two episodes. This is really the episode where all the characters have already been set up in the first three. And this is kind of like the starting point of where things get going. Storylines are starting to like move at a rapid pace, and everything is like set in motion. And it's just, you feel it in this episode where everything is starting to go. It's not full of action, but it's full of events and scenes that are furthering the plot along. So in the first scene I think one of the first scenes you get in this episode is Joseph Mawle as Adar. And Adar is, well, all we know for now is that he's an elf and somehow he turned evil. He's played by Joseph Mawle, who also played Benjen Stark in Game of Thrones. His performance in this, very intriguing. There's this first shot where it's like out of focus and he just comes in and then oh my god, you're kind of like mesmerized by him. You're like, whoa. You're like kind of like intrigued. You're like, who the hell is this guy? You know, like the way he portrays this character, he's just like very mysterious, and you just want to know more about this character. I also definitely love the scene when he's laying next to an orc and then he kind of just kills that orc. You know, you can see the tears in his eyes, and it's a very interesting concept where you see actually the first time you see someone mourning for an orc in a way, and you're like, whoa. Okay, this is very different, but I love it. I very much love that this is the first time we're seeing somebody cry for an orc. And we didn't get to see Elrond in the last episode, but when we finally get to see him again, it kind of like gave me a smile on my face, because I guess that's how much I love his character. Like when you see him on screen, I'm like, yeah, he's back, yes, because I missed him last episode. But seeing him back again is pretty good, and he has some pretty good scenes in this, especially with Durin and Disa. Just more scenes of developing that. Well, they were already friends before, but just to see it like happen on screen more, and you just want to see more of this friendship. Another scene I really love is the scene with Arondir, Bronwyn, and Theo in the forest getting chased by orcs. That was really well done. The music by Bear McCreary, once again, amazing. And the way it was shot, the slow-mo, and when Arondir catches that arrow, like that was just so cool. It was just a very cool scene. And I know in my episode 1 and 2 review, I said that I wasn't really on board with the Arondir and Bronwyn storyline, but this episode I'm more like pumped up about their storyline now. I think I'm on board now, and as I said, I was hoping this would happen, and it did. So yes, thank you. And also the scene when Disa is singing that song and then it's like playing over the Arondir and Bronwyn scene, like that was just beautiful. And the scene with the white leaves like falling, and then you see Míriel and Elendil like looking at each other like, holy shit, they're like realizing that yes, I'm sending Galadriel away. It's kind of like, it's like a consequence, so then they bring her back and stuff. But the way it was shot, the music, once again, is very good. There's also a scene with Theo and like, I don't know who he is, but he's an old man. And then Theo kind of like that, the old man knows that he has like the sword. Theo shows him his scar, and it's like, holy shit, like there's some like Sauron connections here. That scene was such a good like setup for what's to come, and like makes you excited for the next episode. And I can truly say now with this episode that it kind of makes you excited to watch the next ones. And the other ones, they didn't have that same effect. But this one is really when things are set in motion, like I said at the beginning, and it just gets you pumped up and excited, and it just, the pacing of this episode is just way better than the first three. So yeah, episode 4, definitely major improvement over the first 3 episodes. I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. The only flaw I have with this episode is there's this weird sequence with Galadriel in the prison cell, and then Pharazôn kind of like escorts her out with guards, and then she kind of beats up the guards and shoves them in the prison cell off screen. Like, what? how does a person do that? You have like 3 trained guards, and then she just kind of like shoves them straight into the prison cell. I think that was stupid. But yeah, definitely major improvement. So those are my thoughts for episode 4. Well, let me know what you guys thought about this new episode. Is it great? Is it bad? Whatever. Comment below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.